Have you ever woken up, stretched your arms, and thought to yourself, how did I get to this age so quickly? One minute you're running after kids, juggling work, managing everything, and then suddenly, the house is quieter, the pace is slower, and you start paying more attention to every little ache, every forgotten name, every reflection in the mirror. Aging sneaks up on us, but here's the beautiful part, you still have so much life ahead, and how you live it each day can make all the difference. I talk to so many people in their 60s and beyond who say the same thing. I want to live longer, but more than that, I want to feel good while I'm doing it. And that's what today's video is all about. We're going to talk about 7 simple daily habits, not expensive treatments, not fads, just practical, life-giving things you can start doing today that may add years to your life and, more importantly, bring more energy and joy to the years you already have. Let's start with something incredibly powerful that's often overlooked, how you start your morning. What's the first thing you do when you wake up? For some people, it's reaching for the phone. For others, it's going straight for coffee. But what if I told you that the way you spend your first 10 minutes could set the tone for your whole day, and even impact your long-term health? Instead of jumping into stress or distraction, imagine beginning with a few quiet minutes of gentle stretching, deep breathing, or simply sitting by the window and letting your thoughts settle. Just that short pause helps regulate your blood pressure, calm your nervous system, and give your body a chance to gently wake up. Over time, this habit helps lower your risk of chronic stress, one of the biggest enemies of longevity. One woman I spoke to, she's 72, told me she starts every day by standing barefoot in her garden, closing her eyes, and taking 10 slow breaths. She calls it her morning reset. And she swears it's the reason her days feel more peaceful, and why her doctor says her blood pressure is better now than it was in her 50s. That's the power of a small change, done consistently. Now let's talk about something equally essential, movement. Not intense gym workouts or pushing your body beyond its limits. I'm talking about natural, gentle daily movement that keeps your muscles strong, your joints flexible, and your circulation flowing. One of the greatest risks as we get older isn't something dramatic, it's becoming too still. Sitting too long. Moving too little. That's when our energy drops, our body weakens, and we start to feel older than we are. You don't need to run marathons to stay young. A daily walk, light stretching, or even dancing around the house to your favorite song can work wonders. I know a gentleman who's 78, and every morning, he plays music from the 60s and moves for 10 minutes. I call it my joy walk, he said. It's not about steps or calories. It's about waking up my body and telling it, we're still alive, let's enjoy it. And honestly, that mindset? That's what adds life to your years. The key is to make movement feel like a gift, not a chore. Something you look forward to. You might walk after breakfast, do gentle yoga before bed, or even try chair exercises while watching TV. It doesn't have to be big. It just has to be daily. Because every time you move, you're telling your body, I still need you. Stay strong for me. And here's another often overlooked habit, drinking more water. I know it sounds simple, maybe even boring. But staying hydrated becomes more important with age than ever before. Our sense of thirst tends to fade as we get older, so we don't always realize when we're dehydrated. And yet, dehydration can make you feel tired, dizzy, foggy, and even affect your memory. You don't have to drink gallons. Just start your day with a glass of water before anything else. Carry a water bottle around the house. Add a splash of lemon or cucumber if that makes it more enjoyable. This one habit alone can boost your energy, improve digestion, and even help with joint stiffness. Think of it as a simple way to keep every cell in your body working just a little better. Now that we've talked about how you begin your morning, how you move your body, and how you hydrate it, you're already building a powerful foundation for a longer, healthier life. These aren't huge changes. But done daily, they build momentum. They send a message to your body, your mind, and your spirit that you're still choosing life every single day. And that, my friend, is where longevity begins. There's something magical that happens when you decide to take care of yourself, not out of fear, but out of love. And that brings us to the next habit, one that might surprise you, nourishing your body with real, whole foods. Now, I'm not going to lecture you about diets or tell you to cut out everything you enjoy. Life's too short for that. But what we do know is that the foods you eat every single day play a major role in how you age, how your brain works, how your body feels, even how long you live. Think about this, every bite you take is like a message to your body. It either says, let's heal, or let's struggle. And once you hit 60, your body starts absorbing nutrients a little differently, so it needs more help from you, not less. So what does that look like? It means leaning more toward colorful fruits and vegetables, whole grains, healthy fats like olive oil or avocado, and clean sources of protein, whether it's fish, beans, or lean meat. These are foods that fight inflammation, protect your heart, and support your brain. They don't have to be fancy or expensive. Just simple, clean, and close to nature. I remember a man named Luis, 74 years old, who once told me, I changed nothing except my breakfast. I swapped the sugary cereal for oatmeal with nuts and berries. That one change helped my blood sugar, my digestion, and I even sleep better. It wasn't a big diet overhaul. It was one small, consistent decision, and it made a real difference. It's not about being perfect. It's about adding one nourishing choice to your plate each day. Maybe you toss in a handful of spinach at lunch. Maybe you cut back just a little on processed snacks. These are tiny shifts, but your body notices them. And it thanks you in the form of better energy, clearer thinking, and yes, possibly even a longer life. Now, food feeds your body. But this next habit? It feeds your mind and soul, and it's all about staying mentally active. Just like your muscles, your brain needs regular use to stay sharp. And no, it doesn't mean you need to do crossword puzzles all day or memorize long passages of poetry, unless you want to. It simply means challenging your brain in ways that are fun, interesting, and new. Your brain loves variety. It thrives on curiosity. So try reading something different, watching a documentary, learning a new hobby, or even teaching someone else something you know. You could take up painting, try your hand at a new language, or finally learn how to use that smartphone without help from the grandkids. Every time you stretch your brain, you strengthen its connections, and that protects against memory loss, mental fatigue, and cognitive decline. One woman I spoke to, Margaret, picked up watercolor painting at 69. She had never painted before in her life. But she said the first time she dipped the brush in color, something shifted. She was focused, calm, creative. And even though her early paintings were, as she put it, more mess than masterpiece, she felt her brain wake up again. That feeling? That's the spark we're looking for. Mental stimulation doesn't have to be serious or formal. It just has to make you think, feel, or see things a little differently. And the more often you give your brain that spark, the longer and stronger it tends to stay. Let's not forget either how closely your emotions tie into longevity. That leads us to another habit that isn't talked about enough, but truly matters, managing stress, gently and daily. Chronic stress, especially after 60, takes a toll on everything, your heart, your immune system, even your memory. And while we can't avoid stress completely, we can absolutely change how we carry it. You don't need to become a monk or meditate for hours. It can be as simple as pausing to take 3 deep breaths when you feel overwhelmed. Or going outside for 5 minutes of fresh air. Or writing down one thing that went right today, no matter how small. Some people find comfort in prayer or spiritual routines. Others like journaling, listening to music, or just watching birds from the porch. What matters is that you give your mind and body a moment to let go. To breathe. To reset. That small pause tells your system, we're safe. We're okay. And with regular practice, it lowers blood pressure, improves sleep, and even supports longer life. A friend once told me, my secret to staying calm? I talk to the trees. She walks through her neighborhood and greets every plant, every flower, every old oak like an old friend. They don't talk back, she laughed, but they always listen. That's her way of releasing tension. What's yours? So now, you've started your morning with calm. You've moved your body with intention. You're nourishing yourself with good food. You're stretching your brain and calming your mind. What you're doing, without even realizing it, is creating a lifestyle that supports longevity not just in years, but in quality. You're choosing habits that don't just add time to your life, they add life to your time. Let's keep going, because we've still got a couple more powerful habits to explore that can help you live stronger, longer, and more fully. Because the goal isn't just to live longer, it's to live better. And that brings us to a habit that might not seem physical, but it's just as vital to your health as any vitamin: staying socially connected in meaningful ways. Now, I know not everyone has a big group of friends or family nearby. Some people live alone. Others may have lost loved ones or grown apart from old connections. That's okay. What matters most isn't the number of people in your life, it's the quality of your interactions and how those moments make you feel. Even brief, genuine connections can support your health. A warm conversation with a neighbor, a weekly phone call with someone you trust, or sharing a laugh at the grocery store, these small moments of connection reduce loneliness, lower blood pressure, and even boost your immune system. There's a man I met named Sam. He's 81, widowed, and lives on his own. But every morning, he walks to the same coffee shop, sits at the same table, and chats with whoever's around. "It's my therapy," he said. "It keeps me human." He doesn't need deep, long talks. Just consistent moments of feeling seen and heard. That's what nourishes his spirit, and it's keeping him strong. So whether it's one trusted friend, a group at your community center, or even an online forum where people your age connect, don't underestimate how healing a little company can be. And if you're someone who enjoys solitude, that's okay too. But even then, let yourself be open to small moments of shared humanity. A wave. A smile. A kind word. These tiny exchanges, repeated daily, are surprisingly powerful. And finally, the last habit that might just be the most underrated of all: finding a reason to smile every single day. It sounds simple, maybe even silly. But the science is real. People who maintain a sense of humor, who seek joy, who find beauty in small things, live longer and better. Your attitude, your outlook, your ability to keep hope alive even when life is hard, these are all linked to longevity. Joy doesn't always come from big celebrations. Sometimes it's in your morning tea, a song you love, the sound of birds outside, or the way the sunlight hits your table just right. Maybe it's a favorite memory, a funny TV show, a grandchild's drawing stuck to the fridge, or just a quiet moment where you think, "I'm still here." And that's enough. One woman told me, "I start every day with one thought: something good will happen today." Some days, that good thing is just finding her favorite socks. But the point is, she's looking for the light. And most of the time, she finds it. The way you frame your life matters. If you wake up expecting peace, gratitude, even a little fun, your body follows. Your stress lowers. Your heart steadies. Your cells respond. And you begin to live not just longer, but lighter. So now, let's take a breath and look at what you've built. A morning that starts with calm, a body that moves with love, a brain that's engaged, meals that nourish, stress that's managed, moments of connection that fill your heart, and a mindset that lifts you every day. These aren't complicated strategies. They're small, human, beautiful habits. And they're available to you right now. You don't need to change everything overnight. You just need to begin. Maybe today, you choose water instead of soda. Or stretch for 5 minutes. Or call someone you've been meaning to check in on. That's where it starts. And the best part? It's never too late. Whether you're 61 or 91, your body is still listening. Your heart is still open. Your mind is still growing. You're not done yet, not even close. Thank you for spending this time with me. If any of this spoke to you, I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments. What habit are you going to start with? What helps you feel more alive? If you enjoyed this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe for more gentle, motivating content to help you thrive after 60. You deserve a life that feels strong, calm, joyful, and full. And you're already on your way. Here's to more years, and more life, and every day you live. You've got this.